3, 2, 1. Yeah. Right, we're back. Okay, this is graphing 2. So, complete the table and graph. So, we're going to look at this equation and fill in this table before we graph it. So, this is a fairly simple equation, and you're just putting x in one at a time. So, anytime there's a 0, I would start with the 0 because it's the easiest thing. You put in 0 there, you get nothing. So y equals 1. And then I'll go this way, go positive, because positives are easier, I think, for you to think about. Put in 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Put in 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. And you can see the pattern. 3 plus 1 is 4. And now you can just go backwards without actually thinking about these ones. 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that's 0, and that's going to be minus 1. So these are your points. That's x, that's y. X always comes before y, so x is minus 2 and minus 1. X is minus 1 and 0, so we're going to be there. X is 0, y is 1, so 0, 1. 1, 2, so we're going to put one at 1, 2. Hopefully these are lining up. 2, 3, so we're going to put one up there. And 3, 4, and I didn't put a 4 on the diagram, but I did now, and 3, 4. And then you just draw a line through them. Let's see how my line drawing is going today. Hopefully pretty straight. You should use a ruler, by the way. And you get that. You've graphed that for that thing. So that should be pretty straightforward. Putting numbers into a table and then plotting them on there. That should be pretty straightforward. Find the intersection of two lines. Now, there's two ways to do it, as I explained in part 1 of graphing. You could do this again. You could make up your own table and fill in some points, or you could do point gradient. I recommend you do point gradient. It's faster, so we'll do it by point gradient. But if you want to, you can just make up two tables, put in some points, and graph it. It's up to you. Okay, I'm going to do point gradient. So let's go. So this is our point, and we're looking at y equals mx plus b. So this is our point, that's our y-intercept. It crosses over here. So it crosses at minus 2, put a dot. Rise over run. Any whole number is a number over 1. So 2 over 1, I'm going to rise 2, run 1. Rise 2. 1, 2, and I'm going to run 1. Put a dot, join the dots. This time I'm going to grab a ruler. Come over here, join the dots, and I get that line. Okay, so I've drawn the top one by using point gradient. I'm going to draw the second one using point gradient again. So there's my point 3, so find 3 on the y-axis, which is there. This is my gradient. Any whole number is a number over 1, which I just said. So we're going to go minus 3, 1. So we're going to rise minus 3, which means you're going to go down. So I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and across 1. Put a dot, which is the same dot. Very handy. Line it up. So you graph it, and you say, where's the intersection? Well, in this case, it's right there. So what is that point? Well, that point is, say your x value first. Well, what's my x value? My x value is 1. And what's my y value? What's my y value here? Well, it's 0. So the intersection of those two lines is at that point, and you've graphed it quite neatly. And you're done. G'day again. We're going to do some simultaneous equations. So we're going to start with the most basic type, which are subtraction. Well, I think they're the most basic type. I'm going to give you one addition. But these are the most basic type of simultaneous equation because you don't have to do a whole lot of work to find out the answer. So let's start with this one. So what we're going to do is take this equation and this equation, we're going to subtract. Okay, so we're going to put a big minus sign there and take everything away one at a time. So x, take away x is nothing. There's nothing there, it's gone. Okay, y minus y is 2y because a minus right next to another minus is a plus. So we end up with 2y, 7 take away 4 is 3. So I'll just say that again. X take away x, nothing. Y minus y is 2y. 7 minus 4 is 3. So you get 2y equals 3. So then what is y? Well, we're going to get y equals, divide by 2 on both sides, y equals 3 on 2 or 1.5, whichever, whoops, or 1.5, whichever one you want to write. Now what do you do with that? You put that back into one of the equations to find the other value. So let's leave y, to make it fairly easy, we'll make y equals 1.5. Now if I put y, let's put it back into the top equation. You can put it in there if you want, let's put it in the top one, just for now. So I'm going to put that there. And that's going to tell us what the x is. So we're going to have x plus 1.5 equals 7. So x plus 1.5 is 7. You can take 1.5 off that, and we get x equals 5.5. And so the answer to the question is y equals that and x equals that. Okay, that's your answer for solving those two equations simultaneously. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a big subtraction. Put a big minus sign. 2x, take away 2x is nothing. It's all gone. 3y, take away y. Now this time you've got pluses. 3y, take away y is 2y. 9, take away 5 is 4. And this time it's going to work out quite nicely. Divide by 2 on both sides and we get y equals 2. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put it back up into the value. So I'm going to put that y right back up there and figure out what my x is. Okay, so let's do that. 2x plus 3 times 2 is 6 equals 9. So I've got 2x plus 6 is 9. Take off 6 and I get 2x equals 3. Divide by 2 and I get x equals 1.5. And that is my answer. My answer is x equals 1.5 and y equals 2. And that is the solution to that equation. Let's do the next one. Now the next one I've set it up so it's a plus. The reason I've set it up as a plus is you've got a plus and a minus, and just to look at it a different way. So if you add these two, it cancels out the y. And your aim in every first step is to cancel something out. Either get rid of the x's. So what could I have done here? If I just rub this out so we can see it a bit clearly, let's just look at this again. Instead of subtracting, I could have added. I could have said add this together and cancelled out y's and just got 2x. Okay, so I could have started by adding this equation, but we chose to minus both of them, but I could have added. So we're going to add here, we're going to put a big plus sign right there, and I'm going to add each term one at a time. 2x plus 3x is 5x. Y plus minus y is nothing, it's gone. Equals 4 plus 6 is 10. And look at that, this one's going to work out nice as well. Divide by 5 and you get x equals 2. So that's our first answer. What am I going to do with it? What have I done each time? Whoops, rubbed it out there. What am I going to do each time? I'm going to put it back into the same value. Now here I had y's, I'm going to put them back into the y. Here I've got an x, so guess where I'm going to put it? Back into the x. So I'm going to put that back there. Okay, so I'm going to get 2 multiplied by 2 plus y equals 4. Well, what's 2 times 2? 4. 4 plus y equals 4. So what's y? In this case, y is 0. So y equals 0. And you're done.